Morning all. Posted a picture of our barn on the dairy page here and had lots of questions on how it was laid out and how we liked it. So thought I'd do a video and just show you how it works here. Would love to see some of your operations. Other than that, we'll get started here. So we have a barn inside a barn. Sorry, it's gonna get blurry here for a couple seconds till it adjusts. So in the front corner here, we have a 40 by 40 calf barn. We run a robot. We can divert milk here if we want. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. We run 3 different pens. They're 4 months old when they leave here. So they stay in here for their first 4 months. We run gang feeders, slowly wean them off. They have free choice hay and pellets, and they get to choose what they want. It's hard to keep this floor clean because we just dump big round bales in here and cut the wrap off, and they're pre-cut, so they kind of disintegrate when we cut the wrap off. But 2 big doors. We usually will once a month clean this out, try and keep it dry depending on weather conditions. We didn't even get 2 weeks out of the last one because we had a big flood event here, and we had an ice dam, so it backed up the water on the outside of the barn and into the calf room here, so we cleaned it out after. Sink, drain, and then they come from there and they go out on the pack. The first pen is our dry cows and close-up heifers. Usually try and keep 10 in here in the winter time. In the summer we will keep 15 in here because through that door is about a 4.5-5 acre pasture. So they go out on nice days. When they get ready to calve, they come over to this pen. This girl's due, so she's in this pen. That's our calving pen. And then we have special needs stalls and fresh cow stalls behind the robot. When we're doing a synchro program for breeding, we'll usually, the day of breeding, we'll just link them to this pen and the robot dumps them out. So when the calves come from the calf pen, they come over to this first pack. So they stay here until 8 months old. We have one big heifer in here. She tore her hip all to pieces. So we're just trying to get her along far enough and wait so that we can slaughter her or send her to slaughter. She can't go through the sale. As you can see, she's holding her foot up. So she just lives here with the little guys, no competition that way. And then they come from the pack pen to the training stalls. So these training stalls are big because this barn is built to drop the other robot in this pen. Everything's under the floor for it. It's all pre-wired. When we finally get enough quota, we will put the robot in, and then that's why these stalls look so big. They're narrow. We'll have to reset them, but they're actually cow stalls flipped upside down. So we went with full headlocks from 8 months to the cows. So headlocks just make herd health and everything easier for the little extra added cost. So as they come up through here and they get to breeding age, we move them to the next pen north. And this is where breeding age heifers are, and some bred heifers. If they're smaller, we just leave them in this group. We're kind of maxed out for space anyways. We're running at full capacity here. Don't have enough quota to justify putting the addition on the barn and putting the other robot in yet. We're still able to hit our targets with one robot, so it's more efficient that way. And then this last pen is dry cows, longer day dry cows. So if we had to dry them off a month early or a month and a half early because their production wasn't enough to meet our standards to keep milking, we put them down here. So there's 3 cows down here right now. They'll all have about a 90-day dry period. Don't seem to have any issues with that. And then the others in here are all bred heifers. So they'll stay in this pen until 30 days to calving, and then we'll move them all the way up to the pack pen. And this setup works good because you can do it by yourself. I moved 3 cows around this morning. You can lock all the groups to the far alley over by the curtain. And yeah, it's quiet. You can do it by yourself. Have no issues. As you can see, there's a big post with electrical panel sticking up. That's for the cow brush when we finally get to the robot. And then this whole back wall is designed to come out. So it will literally, we'll take it down and go another 200 and some odd feet to the out, and then add this wall back in, and then that'll be our addition. So then over here we have the dry cow, or the milking cows, and it gets cold up here in Ontario. It's a lot like Wisconsin, so got a fan pressurizing the gutter trough to keep the cold air from coming back. Have a boiler to heat the trough, and then we run automatic scrapers. It works for us. I mean, with a robot you want minimal disturbance, so coming in here with a skid steer every day would just wrecks the routine. So, and the scrapers were cheaper than a used skid steer, so that's the way we went. We run Huber mattresses out of Germany. Love them. They're beautiful mattresses. They're solid rubber top. Lets us pressure wash them twice a year, and that way it really helps with somatic cell. We use hot water pressure washer, not huge PSI, maybe 1900 PSI. We wash them down. We top dress the stalls with chopped straw. It's usually 2/3 wheat straw and 1/3 soybean straw. This year it's going to be all just wheat straw because the fall we had, we couldn't get any soybean straw baled. We didn't have time. The weather just never worked out. We run big ass fans in here. The first year we ran this barn, we didn't have fans, and that was one of the first upgrades we put in. So we have 64 stalls on this side for the robot. We run anywhere from 52 to 56 cows, and we're shipping 80 kgs and above every day. So herd average is around 40 kgs. With a smaller herd, when you dump a fresh cow in, it skews it for the first week, so you'll see your average drop. But we dry cows off when they can't maintain 25 liters anymore. They tend to get really fat in here if you can't maintain that 25 liters. So once they get under 25 consistently, usually around the 22 liter mark, they get dried off. So we run a Delaval robot. We have an awesome dealer, awesome service. We run the service program because we also run a big cash crop farm on top of this. Well, big for us anyways. We run 1,200 acres of cash crop on top of what it takes to feed these cows. We run a Lely feed pusher. Yeah, I wouldn't run anything else. We love the Lely, have very few issues with it. It gets lost every once in a while when the floors get slippery in the spring. All LED lighting, fully insulated barn. Never gets below 2 degrees Celsius in here, even when it's minus 20 or 30 outside. Chimneys stay open until it gets down to about minus 10, and then we close them. This corner of the barn is a utility vet room. There's an office, boardroom upstairs. We do meetings with other farmers and stuff like that. My brother-in-law that helps me run this is an agronomist. And then we have the front entryway, and then the tank room, and the utility room is in the back corner. If you have any more questions, I'd love to answer them. I hope this is gonna post. It's already 10 minutes long, so anywho.